Ice Nation, this week's biggest fights, city by city. This week, the battle over ICE enforcement played out in courtrooms, city councils, state legislatures, sheriff's offices, and a recording studio in Jamaica. Let's go. A federal court blocked Trump's asylum ban. A three-judge panel of the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled Friday that Trump's Inauguration Day executive order suspending asylum access at the southern border is unlawful. The court found that immigration law gives people the right to apply for asylum, and the president cannot override that by proclamation. The opinion was clear. Congress did not intend to grant the executive branch the authority to summarily remove people by bypassing the mandatory processes Congress itself established. The White House called the ruling unsurprising and blamed politically motivated judges. The DOJ will seek further review. Immigration advocates called it essential, confirming that the president cannot, on his own, bar people from seeking asylum. The ACLU's attorney who argued the case said the ruling protects those fleeing danger who had been denied even a hearing. Philadelphia passed its ICE Out package. Philadelphia City Council gave preliminary approval Monday to one of the most sweeping local anti-ICE legislative packages in the country. 15 of 17 council members co-sponsored the bills. No one testified against them. 6 hours of testimony, 0 opposition witnesses. If the bills pass final vote and are signed, Philadelphia would ban ICE from setting up staging areas on city property, prohibit agents from wearing masks, and codify sanctuary city status into law. Ban data sharing with ICE, create a new protected clause based on immigration status, and ban discrimination based on immigration status. 14-year-old Marilyn Mejia Shepard testified before the council. She said, "The scariest thing to me is losing my family. The safety and stability of my family and many other families depends on this package passing. Please do this for us, the children of immigrants who have everything to lose." The Philadelphia Police Commissioner confirmed during the hearing that if an ICE agent uses force that creates a public safety risk, police will intervene. Council member Rue Landau said she had never heard that said so loud and clear. She appreciated it. The bills head to a final floor vote. Mayor Parker has never vetoed a bill. Texas crushed Houston's attempt to step back from ICE. Governor Abbott threatened to pull state funding from Houston after the city tried to limit police cooperation with ICE. Austin faced the same pressure. Abbott threatened to pull $2.5 million in public safety grants, including sexual assault evidence testing and Violence Against Women's Act funds. Austin capitulated. Police Chief Lisa Davis updated the department's general orders to require officers to contact ICE when they have a person in custody subject to an administrative warrant, when operationally feasible. Abbott lifted the funding hold. 4 Austin Council members issued a blistering statement. City management capitulated to the governor's unreasonable demand. They called it an obvious attempt to scapegoat immigrants and distract Texans from skyrocketing costs and crumbling infrastructure. They said they will explore all options to reverse the decision. Houston's longer sanctuary history goes back to 1990. Its formal sanctuary order dates to 2006. Abbott is using the same financial weapon state by state, and it is working in some places. Tennessee may force Nashville back into 287G. Nashville walked away from the federal 287G immigration enforcement program in 2012 after a case in which a 9-month pregnant woman named Juana Villegas was pulled over for a minor traffic violation, jailed, shackled while giving birth, and held for days. The case cost Nashville $490,000. Now, Tennessee's legislature is advancing a bill that would force all counties to enter 287G agreements or lose state funding. 71 of Tennessee's counties have already signed on. Nashville is skeptical. Mayor Freddie O'Connell said it's unclear whether the law would even require Metro Council approval to implement. The Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition called it simply bad policy, commandeering local resources in service of mass deportation while diverting funds from education, infrastructure, and healthcare. Jackson Hole, Wyoming refuses to budge so far. In Teton County, Wyoming, one of the wealthiest counties in America, 542 residents signed a petition asking the sheriff to stop honoring ICE detainer requests without a judicial warrant. The Jackson mayor signed it. Sheriff Matt Carr said he intends to maintain the policy. Since March 2025, more than 160 people have been transferred to ICE through the county jail. This week alone, people were detained for not having a driver's license, failing to maintain a single lane of traffic, speeding, and having outstanding warrants. An immigration attorney from the Wyoming Immigrant Advocacy Project said it plainly. We don't judge people by their worst day. We allow them to redeem themselves. And immigrants don't get that chance. A Canadian woman and her autistic 7-year-old daughter are detained in Texas. Tanya Warner and her daughter, Ayla Luca, were stopped at a Border Patrol checkpoint in Sarita, Texas, while driving home from a baby shower. Tanya has a valid documentation to live and work in the United States until 2030. Her daughter is a 7-year-old with autism. They have been held in detention ever since. Tanya has been told she can be released if she agrees to self deport to Canada. Her husband, Edward, a U.S. citizen, said, "We don't want that at all. They are my family." Global Affairs Canada confirmed it is aware of multiple cases of Canadians currently in immigration detention in the U.S. California courts will track ICE arrests. California courts announced they will begin formally tracking ICE arrests at their facilities, a direct response to a pattern of courthouse arrests that have chilled immigrant participation in the legal system. People who are crime victims, witnesses, or parties to civil cases are avoiding courthouses out of fear. California is now documenting every incident. A man doing ICE background checks was arrested in a prostitution sting. Bloomington, Minnesota, police arrested 30 men in a prostitution sting called Operation Looking for Love in All the Wrong Places. Among them, a federal employee whose job is to perform background checks for ICE officers, DHS agents, HSI, and FBI personnel seeking security clearances. Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges confirmed it. The man works for the Department of Defense's Background Check Division. He screens the people who screen everyone else. Bruce Springsteen named Renee Good and Alex Pretty from the stage. At a Minneapolis concert on March 31st, Bruce Springsteen told his audience, America is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, racist, reckless, and treasonous administration. He called out Renee Good, mother of three, and Alex Pretty, a VA nurse, both killed during ICE operations in Minneapolis. He said their bravery, their sacrifice, and their names will not be forgotten. Trump's response on Truth Social, bad and very boring singer, dried up prude, total loser, save your hard-earned money, America is back. Springsteen named 2 Americans killed by federal agents on his stage. Trump called him a prune. A Jamaican dancehall artist turned 73 days in ICE detention into an album. Chronic Law, one of YouTube Jamaica's most streamed artists, was detained by ICE in Florida on January 12th and held for 73 days at a facility in Ochoape known as Alligator Alcatraz. He was released without charge on March 26th. He went straight to the studio. His response is a 7-track EP titled Ice, Inside Cold and Empty. Released April 24th through Notness Records, his lead single is called Like Samson. He turned federal detention into art, on his own terms, in his own hands. Signing off, Washington Pretzel, U.S. Politico.